Hello and welcome to the big build-up to the Indian Super League final between Mohunbagan, Atk Mohunbagan and Bengaluru F.c from Goa. Look at the house. Bottom right-hand corner in a Mohunbagan jersey, Rahul Giri, then Shopdil also in a Mohunbagan jersey. I asked Devashish where his jersey is. He said, my blood is Mohunbagan. Wonderful. Rohan trying his best to support East Bengal and fronting his India jersey because he says Indian football needs to win. And Atk Mohunbagan joining us from Delhi for this big build-up nationally. All of us are into football. Before we get into the discussion, Shopdil, can we have the ground report from Goa, from Dulal Day and Oranjoy Bose? Let's see what the build-up is like in the stadium. There you go.
People naturally to that brothers from Bengaluru F.c. ISL. We be singing when we win. We be singing. When I see you people moving up there, guys, come on, guys.
There you go, the big build-up. It's a carnival atmosphere in Goa with music, with fans, with color, with kids, with everybody. Let me go to Atreyo because among six of us, the only person who's sane, who's rational, because all of us are fans tonight as well. Atreyo, set it up for us. You've written a very interesting piece in the morning. Set up the final. Shopdil, you also get a little bit of the Sunil Chhetri interview ready. We will play that during the show. Atreyo, set the final up for us.
See, for me, it's not just another football match. It is a football match. It is a very important final. We all know that. But for me, it's also a clash between two cultures. We all know Mohunbagan, 134 years old. It's an institution. By its own merit, and has its part in Indian history, Indian culture. And Bengaluru F.c, as we all know, was founded in 2014. So they are kind of a new entity. But despite Indian football, they won everything. They have won the I-League, they have won the Durand Cup, they have won the Federation Cup, they have won the ISL also. So they are a team which is supposed to be professionally run with modern outlook, and they have also created a fan base for themselves in only a few years. And Mohunbagan, on the other hand, is something that is 134 years old, which has played their part in Indian football in every possible way. They have won everything that is there to be won in Indian football, and they are bigger than a club football actually. So for me, it's a clash of two cultures, two faces of Indian football, the old and the new.
Okay, the old and the new, says Atreyo Mohunbagan. For you, it is a clash between a team that we need to beat tonight. We are all Mohunbagan fans as well. It's difficult to extrapolate that fandom and turn into objective journalists, isn't it?
What is there?
Absolutely.
Fandom.
All I am rooting for is Mohunbagan, and I would love to see Dimitri Petrov scoring, taking that early lead, and that will be icing on the cake. Means all we want to see is to score a goal in the first half, build up the pressure.
You were there at the Mohunbagan practice a couple of days back before they left for Goa. Give me a sense. How was the mood? What was it like? What was your takeaway?
Absolutely, and right from Pritam Kotal to Hugo Bumos to Dimitri Petrov, Slavko, even Brendan Hamill, who missed the semi-finals due to injury, everyone was quite charged up, and it was interesting to see Juan Fernando making the team practice penalty shootout. One would hope that it does not go till that far.
Okay, let me stop you there. We've got a man in the ground at the stadium on Oranjoy both. Shopdale, if you could get Oranjoy the big screen, there you go. Oranjoy, quickly.
Hello.
How is it like? We can hear the DJ
Hello.
music playing. Yeah, we can hear you. Go for
Hello.
it. Just give us a sense of the stadium. Can you hear us? If you can hear us, Oranjoy, give us a sense from what's happening in the stadium. That's all. It's difficult. Oranjoy, if you can hear us, give us a sense what's happening in the stadium.
Hello. Hello.
Shopdale, he can't hear us. He can't hear us. It's okay. You've got to disconnect. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Oranjoy because of the jammer at the stadium. Devashish, you can ask Oranjoy to send us a bit of a report.
I'll do now. But his father is also there. His father is also there. And his father will not be at the stadium because he has this superstition. Sanjay Bose, when Mohunbagan won that I-League first time, 2015, his father was at the hotel room sitting alone, watching. Even he doesn't watches Mohunbagan matches on match days. So this is kind of a superstition that has been going for ages.
This is what football. This is what it is all about. This is what it is all about. Let me go to my other guest, Rahul Giri, wearing a Mohunbagan jersey, die-hard Mohunbagan fan. Come on, Rahul, all yours. Set it up for me.
Yeah, after 5.5 months, finally one team going to lift the trophy tonight. And yes, the two teams, if you look at the mid-season table, no one had imagined that these two teams will make to the final. But finally they made it, and in their own style, Bengaluru winning 10 consecutive matches, and Mohunbagan, despite facing such injuries, Johnny Kauko leaving at the mid of the season, but still they have managed to make to the final. So it's promising to be a great final tonight because two teams playing different style of football. Bangalore playing a bit counter-attack and defensive, and Mohunbagan, attacking and bit positional. So it promises to be a cracking final tonight.
Shopdale, again a Mohunbagan fan, Mohunbagan jersey, Johnny Kauko there from Finland. Everybody there to support the team. Your thoughts?
Yes, the thing, as Rahul said, that both of the teams have rise from a different parallels of levels. Both of the teams were were grounded, and right now, as Rahul said, that both of the teams' techniques are different. Mohunbagan plays a bit positional, tactical football, attacks from the wing. The wing is much more active in Mohunbagan, and whereas Bengaluru plays a midfield poised, a good defensive football where we get good throughs and good passes, good vision. And Chetri is the key man. But as far now, I want Mohunbagan to win, no doubts there. But let's see what happens. May the best win.
Rohan, while we are all talking about Mohunbagan and trying to set it up, Atreo said it's a clash between two cultures. But this whole run, 10 teams. Oranjoy, can you hear us? Can you hear us? No, he can't. Oranjoy, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Beautiful. Quickly give us a sense what's happening from the stadium. Quickly. Oranjoy both joining us from the stadium. Give us a sense.
Just now it is half an hour to go. The final will start in half an hour. All the players have come. The warm-up will start in another 5-10 minutes. Sanjeev Goenka, the principal owner of Atk Mohunbagan, has just arrived. And many people have started coming from 4 o'clock. The carnival started from 4 o'clock. And now we have 30 minutes to the game.
And are you ready with your Mohunbagan jersey to sort of go for Mohunbagan tonight?
He's wearing the polo.
Yeah, of course. I'm wearing a Mohunbagan t-shirt tonight.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Oranjoy Bose. Be there, enjoy the match, come back to us post-match with the trophy. That's all we can wish for. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining. Thank you. Shopdale, if we could have the screen again. Yes, Rohan, your thoughts are in this. While we build up Mohunbagan, 10 wins out of 10 for Bangalore. This is quite a dramatic turnaround, as Sunil was talking about. Put it in perspective for us, this Bengaluru resurgence, if I may call it.
Absolutely. Bengaluru, the turnaround that they have got, I am thinking that the momentum they have got, starting from 10th to the final, I think they might just rush with this momentum and leave the trophy. But, for me, I'm East Bengal supporter. I don't want Mohunbagan to win, but there is a dilemma because Pritam Kotal, he is my local boy. Pritam Kotal lives around 2 kilometers away from my home. Bastov Roy, he's in Uttarpara. So these emotions also build up to it because they are local guys. I see when I go to Uttar, I might see Pritam Da playing in the Netaji Brigade ground. So these emotions also attached to it because he's playing at a higher level. I want that ISL medal to come to Uttar also. So I'm in a bit of dilemma.
Okay. Okay, Shopnil, if you are ready with the Sunil Chhetri clip before I go to Atra. On the rivalry, Sunil Chhetri on Mohunbagan versus Bengaluru, he calls it the biggest Indian football rivalry. Take a look. Mohunbagan versus Bengaluru F.c. is another derby. I mean, East Bengal is not simply the only derby now. I mean, for Indian football, look at what the interest is in Goa. People from Kolkata have traveled, from Bengaluru have traveled, your former club, 4 players playing, people who played for Mohunbagan. Build it up for me. What does it mean to you? How you won it in the past? When I think back to your ISL triumphs, you dominated the league stage and then you went on to win. But this time round, it's a different story. You were down, you were kicked, you were out, and from there on, you are in the final. Will this mean that much more?
It will, but we're trying our best not to take all these feelings towards the final tomorrow. The fact that us and Mohunbagan probably are and I think I'm right when I say it's the biggest rivalry in the last 10 years in Indian football, without a shadow of a doubt, and without demeaning any other clubs. When they were Mohunbagan and now they're Atk Mohunbagan, our matches with them 2 teams and now one has been one of the most fierce battles. I mean, neutrals will tell you this is the best game to watch in the last 10 years. Apart from that, keeping everything aside, we're just thinking about the final as normal as game as possible. We're trying to keep our cool, not thinking about who was there, what history I have played there, or we had the rivalry or this or that. We want to keep all this thing aside because it's not going to help us. What's going to help us is keeping things simple as what we've done in the last 11 games. What's going to help us is try to read as much as possible on the present Atk Mohunbagan team and going there, applying ourselves properly, and the most important thing, keeping our nerves and head. That will give us an edge.
Atra, what will this mean for Sunil Chhetri after this turnaround?
A huge match for him because we all know that he's an icon as far as Indian football goes. He's the face of Indian football, not just club football, Indian football in general. But and of late his role has changed. Sunil Chhetri is no more the regular starting 11 player anymore. He has been starting from the bench and he has been playing the role of a senior player. That way it's all the more important for him and his team because it's not an easy decision to leave somebody like Sunil Chhetri on the bench. It's not an easy decision. The coach has taken that decision and it has paid dividends. And Sunil himself has eschewed his ego. He has not let that come in the way of his team's interest. And he has, as a team man, he is living up to this new role and performing his duties to the best of his abilities. And it's going to be a huge game for him because earlier when they Bengaluru F.c. won the ISL or won other tournaments, Sunil Chhetri was a regular of the 11. I mean, the first name that the coach would put on the team sheet would be the goalkeeper. Second is Sunil Chhetri. Now that has changed, and Sunil is performing a different responsibility. So it's going to be very interesting to see. I mean, how he lives up to it, lives up to that in a game like the final.
Okay. Debashish, when that Alan Costa goal was scored, I think on the 6th of January against Northeast FC, Northeast United, this was a complete sort of drama, 93rd minute, and all of a sudden the resurgence for Bengaluru starts from 10th to making the final. Did you ever think that it was possible? And is this classic underdog story that sort of, makes sport what it is, isn't it? I mean, it sort of gives you belief that anything is possible, this whole idea of this Bangalore story this year.
Yeah, obviously, as Sunil in the interview on Backstage with Boria did say that he himself did not believe that it would be such a turnaround. But then the team binded well, they gelled well as a team, and therein lies the beauty of a unit, a team. Because this Bengaluru FC team, if you look at, The core group has been there for last 3-4 years, and that has been the secret of their success. And since they won the ISL a couple of years back, 2018-19 season, so they know what it goes for a big tournament, big league like the ISL. There will be in a big league, there will be ups and downs. And the manner in which you come back in a league like this, there will be times where we might lose a few matches on the trot. There will be times when you win few matches, as was the case with Bengaluru FC. But as I somehow agree with Rohan, because they have the momentum, because they have won at 10 matches on the trot in the lead up to the final. But on the hindsight, if you look at ATK Mohunbagan also, they have also won 5 matches, last 5 matches going into the final. And obviously, Mohunbagan, ATK Mohunbagan, the most of these players, they have this experience of playing in a big tournament. Means you take a like of Pritam Kotal, who has the experience of playing in a derby, playing in an East Bengal Mohunbagan match. So he has the experience of playing in front of 60,000-70,000 fans. So and remember, there will be huge number of Mohunbagan fans in the stadium, constantly egging their side. That will be a huge more boost as well.
Okay, Rahul, it's also a battle between Gurpreet and Vishal Kaith, because Vishal Kaith, coming from Himachal, has modeled himself on Gurpreet, considers himself to be a kind of a student of Gurpreet, who is his idol, and then winning the Golden Glove. It's also, and these two both have won their teams the shootout by doing some fantastic work under the post. So it's also a clash between these two.
And
Yeah, really, Vishal Kaith.
Yeah.
Before Rahul answers, Rahul himself was a goalkeeper for Wadi Club.
Oh, beautiful. Rahul, go for it.
Yeah, Vishal Kaith, he is currently the Golden Gloves winner, and most probably he is going to win the Golden Gloves this season. But at the same time, I would like to mention, he has made around 3 to 4 mistakes this season. Howler, 3 to 4 howler, that has cost us the match at the same time. But at the same time, when we needed the best from him, he has given, and he is currently the Golden Gloves winner. And at the same time, Gurpreet, denying that Mehtab's penalty in the second leg against Mumbai. So it's going to be an interesting matchup between these two goalkeepers tonight, and they have a huge role to play.
So, Shabdil, Roy Krishna versus Mohunbagan, another little battle there.
Yeah. But as Rohanda said in morning, this is not the Roy Krishna we used to see. He is like a composed player now. He plays in around the box. He tries to play like a bit from back. He tries to control the field. He tries to pass. And also the thing is, he's a fox in the box kind of player. If he gets the ball, he's gonna finish. There is no doubt for that. And like Probit Dash is also playing against us in this season. And like right now, I can see is Bengaluru is like settled with a 3-5-2 formation where the midfield is compact. They don't want any counter attack to transit from the midfield. And Mohunbagan with their usual formation 3-4-2-1 for the quick passing, quick turnaround, attacking without the transition, with not settling the opponents. So the game is going to be great, and we have to look out for Roy Krishna because he's the key player in the box.
Rohan, for Hugo Bumos, I mean, one of the most skilled players at this point in time in Indian football, Bumos, Petratos, Manvir, that troika, if they fire, then Mohunbagan is certainly on fire.
Absolutely. And Manvir, I would say, whenever there is a vital match, Manvir gets something in the goal. So I would be really looking forward to Manvir. And at the same time, Roy Krishna against Mohunbagan, how much we say that, yes, this Roy Krishna is not that Roy Krishna from 3 years back, but these are big match players. They have that, they know how to win, they have the experience. So that's also something. And Shiva Shakti, as we know, Sunil Shetty also mentioned about Shiva Shakti, and he will be assisting Roy Krishna. So that will also be a very nice to watch. But again, let's not forget, Mohunbagan has been the second best defensive side in this league. They have conceded only 17 goals. So
yeah, good
BFC versus ATK versus Mohunbagan defense is also a very good matchup.
Athro, the point that I want to ask you is, all season Juan Fernando was being criticized and took a lot of lot of pot shots being thrown at him, and look at what he's done. Ultimately, the team has made the final. That's what matters. And even Simon Grayson, who comes in with a lot of pedigree. So it is also, I mean, we've oftentimes seen finals don't go to that level because both teams are tense. There is a lot going on. So are you sort of also anticipating a bit of a tactical battle between Simon Grayson and Juan Fernando?
See, when the two teams have come this far, I mean, as we all mentioned and discussed, that it was difficult for Bengaluru F.c. in particular to make it to the final. And when they have come, when they've reached this position, we have reached this place. Must acknowledge that there has been some tactical and strategic inputs from the coaches for their teams to come so far. So yes, the final will be a tactical battle between these two coaches. As mentioned earlier, Bangalore will possibly try to build the game from midfield. There's a strong midfield there. They're going to try to build the game from the midfield and take it to the Mohunbagan defense. And Mohunbagan defense possibly try to stop them before that. I mean, as Swapnil mentioned, that they have a strong defense. But they will not possibly wait till that far back. They will possibly try and stop Bengaluru in the midfield itself. So yes, whoever takes control of the midfield first will possibly have a better chance, and that is possibly where the tactical battle, the tactical game will come into play.
Okay, Devashish, slightly different question. If you take a look at the two teams that have made the final, I know there is a significant volume of criticism that comes ATK Mohunbagan's way because of the naming and all, but look at the corporate involvement. JSW leading Bengaluru FC, there is corporate money. Sanjeev Goenka leading Mohunbagan, there is corporate money. I mean, ultimately, in modern professional sport, you cannot deny the fact that you need corporate funding to be able to produce good quality teams. Thoughts on this?
Yeah, absolutely. And the best thing to have happened means Bengaluru showed the way. Means that the way it's a pretty new club, 2013, and from there on, the manner, and it has transformed the idea that we look into the club football. Means they have their own fan group, the West Block Blues. We all know they have their own theme song. And they have been very professional in their approach, right from ever since the JSW took over. As far as Mohunbagan, we have also seen quite a bit of turnaround ever since ATK and Mohunbagan they joined hands into 2020. And obviously, those shabby the dressing room is no more in Mohunbagan ground. If you visit the Mohunbagan tent, you look up. It's one of the best ground in Maidan, if I might say, and a lot of renovations work, the corporate culture with the cafeteria. These are all necessary things to have happened, and with the corporates coming in, and you need corporates to invest in football. Means it's sad for I might take the case of East Bengal. It's sad that there has been always this controversy surrounding their ownership, be it Imami, be it the early investors. But that is not the case for ATK Mohunbagan. Yes, there has been slogans of remove ATK, but you see the number of turnouts, Boriada. There is a huge number of Mohunbagan fans, and I would say that they are not ATK Mohunbagan. They are supporting Mohunbagan because the color is green and maroon. So that loyalty, that is what you want.
Yeah, I mean, look, I am a diehard Mohunbagan fan. I'm not in semantics. Whether it is ATK Mohunbagan or Mohunbagan, I'm supporting Mohunbagan. It's as simple as that. Tonight, am I going to look at ATK and say, oh, you know what, this is ATK and not Mohunbagan? Nonsense. I'm going to support Mohunbagan, and I'm also supporting the fact that my team has made the final. So it's as simple as that. Without corporate money, without funding, there is no modern sport. It's as simple as that for me. Anyway, last few minutes on the show, 5 minutes to kick off. Let me take closing comments. Rohan, you go first.
Bureda, I want to add on to what Devashish just said about the corporates coming in, and as you said, that the fan festival ahead of the final. How often before this one did we see something like this before a final? So much.
I'll come to that point. I'll come to that point. It's only because you have two best teams that you have that fan base, that the tradition.
Also,
That's
and
the
also
reason.
the
One minute, one minute, one at a time. One at a time,
yeah.
one at a time. First, Rohan,
Yeah.
you go, then quickly Devashish goes. Yes, Rohan.
No, I was just pointing out the positives that ISL have brought to the Indian football. So these celebrations also needed for the fans to come, because the young fans, those who don't, because the match is being played in Goa, where the teams are from Kolkata and Bangalore, but just see this amount of celebrations that is happening. So this is a positive side from ISL also.
Okay, Devashish.
Yeah, obviously, and remember, last 2 years we had COVID, so there were
Yeah.
no option for the ISL to have this fan zone or stuff like that. And remember, huge number of tournaments. I don't think there is even a bigger build up in this particular ISL final than the finals, than the 8 finals that we had ever since
Yeah.
ISL started.
So
Obviously,
maybe
ATK
season one when Rafiq scored
Yeah,
that goal
season
was
one
big.
was there.
that there was huge atmosphere, the inaugural season. But
Correct,
ever
correct,
since that,
correct.
I think this is, as far as build up is concerned, I think this has to be the biggest build up for an ISL final.
Okay, Rahul, I'll give Atrio the last word. You go with your prediction and your final comments.
And it's just 3 minutes away, but I am worried about one thing, that Sandesh Jhingan, Probir Das, and Krishna have played before under Juan Fernando's strategy, so they are very familiar with that. So Juan Fernando will have to be a bit smart tonight. And another thing, Chetri has scored only 2 goals this season, hasn't been in his best form. So maybe his best will come tonight. So that's my closing comment.
Okay, so Rahul, a bit of a worried Mohunbagan fan. Shopnil, your closing comments.
As Debashish sir said, Atros has said that whoever takes control of the midfield wins. And today Chetri will give his all, give it all he has. Chetri has got 2 goals, as Rahul said, and Chetri will play at his best today. And I wish him the best, and I hope Mohunbagan wins. That's
Okay,
comment.
Atrio, final comments. We'll close with the fan visuals from Goa. Shopnil, get it ready as Atrio speaks. Atrio.
I go for Mohunbagan. I go for Mohunbagan because they have been there, done that. They are. Although I'm an East Bengal supporter, I must tell you that.
That's the biggest plus.
What kind of supporter is plastic?
But the thing is that
বাংলাদেশ থেকে বলছি আজকে এটিকে মোহনবাগান জিতবে তুমি
Wow, great.
ফুলচন্দন মহাদেব সাঙ্গুর ভাই তোমার মুখে ফুলচন্দন আর একটু বাংলাদেশে মিষ্টি খেয়ে নাও ইয়েস আত্রেয়
because Bengaluru have had some tough time to contend to come through, and they stood all that. Now that I think it's a one step too much for them.
Okay, so let's close this show on a positive note that for Indian football. Yes, Rohan. Yes.
Your score predictions.
Yes, sir, your prediction.
No. I mean, obviously Mohunbagan win, but no prediction. I want Sunil to score, but Mohunbagan to win 2-1. So Sunil scores the goal, but Mohunbagan wins. Icing on the cake.
Shootout. It will be shootout. I want exciting final. It will go to shootout.
If it gets to shootout. So
Okay.
what if it gets to
Hello.
shootout?
Time to close the show because we are running out of time. Time for kickoff, but what a build-up it has been. 2 top teams, 2 great stories, 2 turnaround stories, and a packed stadium awaits us in Goa. Look at the build-up, and we will be back the moment the match ends with Rahul Giri, Shopnil Mukherjee, Devashish Sen, Atrio Mukhopadhyay, and Rohan Chaudhary to celebrate. Just celebrate whoever wins. Indian football wins because it's the biggest night. The biggest night for Indian football. Time for the kickoff as the 2 teams line up in Goa. Take a look at the visuals from the ground filed by Dulal Dey as we bid adieu for the moment, but with the promise that we will be back post-match with the analysis. Shopnil, play the visuals, and thank you very much for watching.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.